Shockingly, 1 in 6 children is being diagnosed with a developmental disability. 1 in 6. I just remember when I was growing up, I mean, we had one kind of kid in class who seemed odd and needed help. No, it's an epidemic. There's something, again, there's something going on with our children. They are the sort of canaries in the coal mine. We look to them like our animals are getting ill. You know, talk to veterinarians who tell me, you know, the incidence of leukemia in cats and cancer in dogs is just off the charts. And so with our children, same thing. Now, developmental disability, 1 in 6, it's something to take a look at and figure out, you know, we need to get to the root cause of this. This is something that we can't just brush under the rug. You know, before long, it's going to be 1 in 3. One in 3 children is now diagnosed with either being overweight or obese. 1 in 3. Now, the problem occurs, I believe, in utero. Pregnant moms are exposed to certain chemicals. They're called obesogens. They, things like phthalates, for example, and other chemicals will cause weight gain. It will cause the body to gain weight unnecessarily or more easily and then have a harder time losing it. So it's not the child's fault. They have no shut-off switch to, you know, for their appetite. They can't help it. And so it's starting out in utero. So pregnant women need to pay attention to what they're being exposed to, their levels of chemical exposure. They need to kind of address it before they get pregnant, and then definitely while they're pregnant, and then while the children are growing, not to expose them to plus, for example, and to, you know, the chemicals in their mattresses and in their nap mats, for example, can cause all these things. So there's also a tremendous amount of hidden sugar that's in their food, in baby food, in juices. So many moms are giving the children, you know, these sweet drinks, and those can definitely cause weight gain. So there are easy, simple solutions, but again, you know, they're starting out at the gate with a little bit of a handicap. So it could be harder to lose the weight as they get older. It comes up during puberty. That's when the weight seems to be showing up, and around even 8 or 9 years old. I also, one of the pediatricians that I work with told me that she noticed that young boys around 8 or 9 are developing breast buds. So they're getting too much estrogen from these chemicals. So yeah, it's sad. So today, the lifespan of children, for the first time in history, is less than their parents. Okay, so like my mom lived to be 99, and I'm hoping to go to 120, right? But children who are being born now, their life expectancy is going to be lower, and that's, you know, a pretty significant number. So it's time to take action and time to start making changes and start eating real food and avoiding the chemicals that we're exposed to on an everyday basis, because otherwise this is just not going to look good for society. One of the things I do is I go into people's homes and try to help them figure out when they have sort of mystery illnesses. And I had a client who had a chronic cough. She was on inhalers and codeine cough syrup for years. And she couldn't figure out, or the doctor couldn't figure out, what the cough was coming from. But she said to me, you know, when I sleep in a hotel, I don't cough. And I'm like, well, hello, there's something going on in your home. So I walk into her home and I'm looking around and I don't see anything until I go into her bedroom. And in her bedroom she had a ton of scented candles. And my throat started, you know, like, I could feel it. And I said, well, here's your problem. This is it. And she's like, oh, no. I'm not getting rid of my candles. These were expensive, they were gifts, they relax me. I light them every night, I take a bath with them, right? And I said, when you see the word fragrance on a label, it can mean up to 100 different synthetic chemicals in that one catchphrase. And so you're being exposed to hundreds of these chemicals right here in your bedroom. So we removed the candles. She wasn't happy about it, but I said, let's try it as an experiment. And about 3-4 days later, she called me up and she's like, my cough is gone. Hallelujah, okay? Then I went back and it's like, okay, now let's drill deeper. She had scented mousse and perfume, and her deodorant was scented. Every single thing in her bathroom was scented, aside from the cleaners, and it's just, it goes on and on and on. And so people are just not aware of the impact that these scents can have. I consider pesticides to be a food additive. You can't see it or taste it or smell it, but it's there, and it leaves toxic pesticide residues behind on our fruits and vegetables. So there are certain fruits and vegetables that are much more toxic than others, and others that are safer. So foods like strawberries, for example, you never want to eat a non-organic strawberry. They inject the pesticide into the root system, so it comes up into the flesh, so you can't wash it or peel it. Apples, tremendous amount, something like 64 different pesticide residues are found on the skin of apples. So you can peel that off, but then you're losing all the vitamins. The pesticides in tomatoes, again, another something like 60 toxic residues are found on tomatoes. Leafy green vegetables, same thing. And potatoes, again, goes into the root system, so even when you're peeling the potato, you're still getting the pesticides. So the thing about pesticides is that they're designed to destroy the nervous system of bugs. So you need to think about, what is it doing to our nervous system? Really, what is it doing to our nervous system? So it's insidious, it's slow, it's not going to happen overnight, but it happens. And when you're giving your kids apple juice, for example, non-organic apple juice, loaded with pesticides, grapes, raisins, little pesticide bombs, as I like to say. So you really want to pay attention to the fruits and vegetables that have the highest levels, which I mentioned, and then the ones that have less are the ones that you can peel. So pineapples, avocados, onions, bananas have much less. And if you don't want to spend the money on organic, you're a little bit safer with those fruits and vegetables. However, I think that, I know that the antioxidant levels and the health benefits of organic produce is much enhanced, and so it's just better for your health. And when you eat food coming from a farmer's market, or you're growing your own, I grow my own herbs, and I throw fresh mint and parsley and cilantro into my smoothie every morning. It's fantastic. I mean, I could just feel my cells coming alive, and I just know that eating that way is just the best thing you can do for your body. So EMFs, again, are insidious. They're everywhere, from our cell phones to the Wi-Fi towers to the laptops to our, the clock radios and the cordless phones that we're exposed to every day in our homes. So what I like to tell people to do is to create a sleep sanctuary and have no electronics in your bedroom when you go to sleep at night. If you want to have your cell phone as your alarm clock, put it on airplane mode. Unplug everything that you can. If you can, turn off your Wi-Fi at night, turn off the Wi-Fi router, great. Some people, I go into people's homes with my meters and I measure, and sometimes I can't get the fields down at all. So I'll have them turn off their circuit breaker to the bedroom. Just everything just quiet down. We really want to have just a very peaceful place to sleep. You know, the children are being bombarded with so many fields at school too, and so sometimes there's no way around it there. So when you're home, have a break, have some screen time break. Victoria Dunkley, she's a doctor who wrote a book on putting children on a 4-week screen fast, she calls it, to just take them off of their screens altogether. And she's reversed bipolar disorder and, you know, ADHD. Our brains just get hooked up and overstimulated by all of the information that's coming in, and so it's really important to just calm it all down, you know, especially when you're having meals at night. Put your cell phones away, talk to each other, have a family meal. That would be really, really great. Well, laundry detergents have a lot of synthetic fragrances in them for the most part, and so you want to find things that are free and clear, basically. There's this product called soap nuts that I use that I love, that they're made from these nuts, these brown nuts that you throw in the washing machine, and they make my wash smell delicious, and they don't suds up. You know, it was kind of, it took an adjustment because it's almost like shampoo. You want to see the suds, you know, but with the laundry, it wasn't necessary, and my laundry comes out smelling great. So they're hard to find. I could find them at certain natural product stores and online. But yeah, they're a good alternative. And also using things like borax and baking soda in your wash is a really good way to freshen and brighten the colors. It's non-toxic. Oh gosh, you know, I don't know. That's a really tough question. I think it's going to be based on consumer demand and need. And so when people stop buying the toxic stuff and are starting to buy now the natural products, the whole natural products industry is exploding. And I think companies are recognizing, okay, well, people don't want so much of this anymore. We're going to give them what they want. So you vote with your dollars, basically.